welcome to the No Spin News for Monday, November 13th, 2023. Stand up for your country. Busy week. You got the president of China coming here on Wednesday to see the president of the United States. That's going to be something. Very important story for all of us. I mean, the most important thing in your life is stability. I mean, that's what you need, and security. And you can't have that when you're on the verge of massive wars. And that's where we find ourselves here. So it's a good thing that we're having this meeting in San Francisco. That's a bad thing. And I'll tell you in a moment why. And I'm going to be fair to all parties involved here. But we're going to run it down a very methodical way. It's the Talking Points Memo today. Wednesday, as I mentioned, November 15th at the San Francisco Convention Center, the meeting will take place. All right. This is part of the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation at APEC. All right. The reason China's even doing this is because their economy is hurting. And it's an export economy. It seems they make things cheaply in China. They send them all over the world, and then money comes back. Well, not that much money's coming back to China anymore. And they got to ramp it up, but they're not going to be able to ramp it up if there's a war or an economic embargo or all of that. That's what's going on. So San Francisco is a terrible place to have that because it's a disgrace. Y'all know that. The whole city's overrun by drug addicts, crimes through the roof. They're all camped out on the streets. So on November 1st, I said this, go. It's pretty hard in San Francisco now to walk down the street, so that might be a problem. I mark my words, before this summit, the authorities in California are going to go in and they're going to sweep these people out. You wait and see. You wait and see. Well, that's exactly what's happening. The cops and the public works people in San Francisco are sweeping the area out, okay? And there's a lot of these areas. If you know the city, Van Ness in California, Hyde and Eddy, Taylor and Ellis, a whole bunch. And they're just blasting the tents and everything out of there. Why didn't they do this a year ago? Okay, there they go. And the homeless drug addicts are going too, because if they don't, the police are going to arrest them, put them in jail where they can't use narcotics. So of course they're going to go. All right, San Francisco never prosecute them or do anything more, but they can hold them. So you imagine Xi and the Chinese delegation come with all the press of China, and they see all this stuff all over the place, and they go, hey, this is what America looks like. San Francisco's what America's like. Look at all these drug addicts. If you're a drug addict in China, trust me, you're not going to be seen for a while. They put them in camps. And if you sell narcotics in China, they shoot you. They don't have a problem. Not nearly what we have, because we feel sorry for the narcotics pushers and the users. We feel sorry for them. And they destroy cities. Not to mention how many younger human beings they destroy. Anyway, I'm going to cover this, in a very methodical way. Now, in 1987, I did a documentary, me along with 20 other people at ABC News. It was called Drugs, a Scourge Upon the Land. And I was invited to do it because I did a lot of reporting on the drug industry. And it was a really, really first-rate documentary at ABC News. We looked around, we couldn't find it. And it was in 1987, so I guess ABC News has it in its archives. I'm going to try to get it. But it's gotten so much worse in America, this drug problem. So that was 36 years ago I did that thing? And it's worse. It's because there's no will at the part of our federal, state, and local governments to solve the problem, which is mandatory drug rehab for addicts. That would solve the problem. Oh, it drives me crazy. You can be humane, but you can't let these people run wild and destroy our society, and they are. She doesn't give a hoot about that. But the propaganda value, in San Francisco. That's why they're whipping these people out of there. And remember, Biden could solve this, and Trump didn't do it either. These states and cities depend on federal block grants. You don't enforce drug laws, I'm president, you don't get a dime. You see how fast those laws are being enforced. And that's the memo. All right, Biden's schedule today, a heavy lift. He welcomed the Las Vegas Golden Knights, Stanley Cup winners, to the White House. And then he meets with the president of Indonesia. Okay, that's what he does today. Now, the Biden impeachment thing. So this has been overridden by the Middle East conflict and a number of other things. But it is going ahead. All right, now, the liberal media doesn't want to really report on this. And it's, if you want to be honest about it, of course, we always want to do that here, be honest. It's payback for Trump's impeachment because Biden will never get convicted in the Senate. And it's basically, at this point, influence peddling. Roll the tape.
I think we're at the point now where we can connect the dots. We understand what the scheme was. We understand who the people were who were wiring the money. We believe we know why, but we want to hear from the Bidens. And we're at the point now where the evidence is overwhelming.
And that's true. The evidence is overwhelming. So Hunter Biden is going to appear before the House Oversight Committee on December 13th. Nice Christmas gift for him. James Biden, the president's brother, on December 6th, and a guy named Rob Walker on November 29th. Walker is a business associate of the Bidens. Now, to me, I would take the 5th, okay, if I'm Hunter Biden walking in, because if you lie, all right, that's a felony. But I guess, I don't know. I can't imagine them testifying, but we will see. If you've got loved ones who depend on you, why leave anything up to chance in a worst-case scenario? Give your loved ones a safety net. Policy Genius makes finding the right policy simple, and their team of licensed experts are on hand to talk you through it. With Policy Genius, find life insurance policies that start at just $292 per year for $1 million of coverage. Some options offer same-day approval and avoid unnecessary medical exams. Compare life insurance quotes from America's top insurers in just a few clicks to find your lowest price. No wonder they have thousands of 5-star reviews on Google and Trustpilot. Your loved ones deserve a financial safety net, and you deserve a smarter way to find it and buy it. Head to policygenius.com/bill to get your free life insurance quotes and see how much money you can save. That's policygenius.com/bill. All right, let's go to the mail. Bill and Sylvia Sales, Carson City, Nevada, the capital of the state. Bill, say it isn't so. The Biden administration wants to allow Palestinians into our country. No, it isn't so. So I know, and it hurts me personally, about this internet stuff that you guys are hearing all the time. You know, concierge members, they send me mail, and so do you, premium members. I mean, or anybody. You can send Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, but the concierge members are on, what about this, what about that? It's insane. So there's no policy of us relocating Palestinians to the United States. None. That would have been front page news. Now, in a few circumstances, if there's a humane thing like a baby who needs surgery or something, but this kind of stuff is just so destructive and people believe it. But I'm glad you checked with me. All right. Tony Stope, Waterloo, Nebraska. Could Joe Manchin's announcement of retirement make him a viable last-minute replacement for Biden? No, because Manchin has no far-left constituency. The reason he's not running again in West Virginia is A, probably lose because he voted for too many Biden programs. So the West Virginian, that's a red state. So Manchin knew he'd probably lose. And two, he's a moderate Democrat, and there are only like 6 of them left. So the Democratic Party doesn't want the Manchins, they want the Newsoms. So, but I think he might run as a third-party candidate. I don't know if it's going to be this cycle. He is 76 years old. It's possible. He wouldn't win, but he'd hurt, I think, Biden if he ran. William Kozlowski, Waukesha, Wisconsin. Last year, I donated all that I could afford to my preferred gubernatorial candidate, Tim Michels. And then Steven Spielberg made a special trip to Wisconsin, donated $20,000 to Evers' campaign. Along with George Soros funding plus Hollywood elitists writing fat checks, their money overrides that of the folks. True. And, you know, they can devote unlimited to political action committees, unlimited. The way it goes is Spielberg hops into town. He writes whatever, 50, 70, 90, depending where he is, 100 grand, gives it a political action committee, and the political action committee then uses it on behalf of whatever candidate Spielberg wants. So a lot of the TV ads aren't paid for by the candidates themselves, they're paid for by action committees in helping who they want to get up. It's a problem, but there's no solution to the problem because the Supreme Court has ruled that is a free expression. And you can't limit it. Can limit individuals, cannot limit generals. James on a message board, I didn't get into trouble every time I drank, but every time I got into trouble, I was drinking. There you go. That's a very good saying. Stephen Gross, Phoenix, Arizona. I asked my wife for a concierge membership this Hanukkah. And I know she's going to give it to you, Steve. And she might give it to you early. I hope she does. Now, if you buy gift cards, concierge or premium member gift cards from us, remember this. You get a free book for every card you buy. All right, so if you want to get, and it helps us, we want as many concierge and premium members as we can get, but it helps you in the sense that you buy the gift cards, you put them in a Hanukkah card or Christmas card, you give it to somebody you feel wants to know what's going on, and then you get a stack of books free that you could keep or give for other gifts. This is what I'm talking about here. We are in business to help you. Anyway, Steve, let me know if your wife comes through, all right? Alan Josephson, Lake Forest, Illinois, 6-hour drive to northern Wisconsin went beautifully while listening to Killing Patton. Good job. Well, you are welcome. All our Killing books are on audio. Now, I'm guessing, Alan, that you went to northern Wisconsin to hunt. I'm guessing that's why you took the 6-hour drive up there. You let me know if I have it, okay? Brandon Stevenson, Preston, Idaho. Mr. O, just finished Killing the Witches. Can't stop thinking about it. Your thoughts on demonic possession and what you uncovered leads me to this question. Do you believe the loons shooting up schools and doing other terrible things are possessed? I do not. There's a difference between evil, okay, which has always been with us, and I put it at 20%. Maybe that's a high number, but from what I've seen in my life, about 20% of human beings are evil. Okay? About 20%, maybe 25 are good. I mean, really good, like my mother. And then the rest are in between. The possession stuff, very, very rare. But, you know, you read Killing the Witches, I'm telling you, this case, Dugard and I, we got everything about it. This case in Maryland of the 13-year-old boy, Ronald Hunkler. It is astounding. And it ties into the witches of Salem because if you're a witch, you are in concert with the devil. That was what a witch is. John Baumbarger, Hutsdale, Pennsylvania. As I think back to school, we were taught about the Mayflower. It was like they were on a Princess cruise ship. So when I read Killing the Witches, I couldn't believe it. It's exactly my thought. So all of us, in 9 days, here we are. Pilgrims, Mayflower, pass the stuffing, oh, it's great. No. What really happened, and when we were researching, the Mayflower part of this, both the guard and I were going, whoa. And then when they got here, they didn't call them pilgrims, by the way, until about 100 years after they landed. They were Puritans. And when they got here, it was even worse. So I want everybody to have a nice Thanksgiving and enjoy your dinner, but know the myths that have grown up around the day are just that, myths. Barbara Dunn, Hermiston, Oregon. My husband and I have had 60 years, 60, of fantastic fun and wonderful times together. Our anniversary is November 13th, and we are looking forward to more in the future. Two things about it, Barbara. Congratulations, obviously. Being married 60 years, you must be a saint, number one. But do you know how lucky you are? Do you know how lucky you and your husband are? Number one, you've had the good health to do that. Number two, you haven't had any catastrophes along those lines. Number three, you've been able to work out whatever you had to work out. Yeah, how fortunate you are. I hope everybody does who have been married for that long a period of time. And 60 years, Jeremy. So I'm putting you guys 82 and 81. But you married young, and they say if you marry young, you don't know what you're doing, but obviously you did. Congratulations to the Dunns in Hermiston, Oregon. Okay, go to the BillO'Reilly.com Christmas Hanukkah store, and we get those gift cards and those free books. And then we have the entire Killing series for a gift-giving purpose or even in your library. And if you buy it from us, you get my live show free of charge, the whole show. Nobody else on the planet will ever get that but you. And then we get the Christmas thing. I'm going to do a little bit more Christmas stuff maybe next week or what week, but we have the great Christmas ornaments. They always sell out fast and all of that. Word of the day, do not be a sophist. Great word. S-O-P-H, soph, I-S-T, sophist. Back with a final thought about kids spending money in a moment. Debt. You go to bed and wake up thinking about it. Here is the truth. The system traps you in debt. High interest credit cards and loans make it nearly impossible to pay it off. And insane inflation keeps you stuck paycheck to paycheck. Done with Debt is your lifeline. Done with Debt has a new strategy to help you erase debt faster and easier than you thought. It analyzes all the debt options you qualify for. They know how to reduce bills and cut interest rates. Their skilled staff of negotiators know how to get your debt out of your life without bankruptcy and without a loan. Done with Debt are the experts in brilliant strategies for eliminating debt. Here's how easy they make it. Go to donewithdebt.com. That's donewithdebt.com. Okay, here's the final thought of the day. As you know, I'm a little riled up about the incredible jump in pricing for food on Long Island where I live. And it is brutal. Now, in my town, there is a luncheonette. We used to call it a luncheonette. Yeah, but now they call it, I don't know, a diner. It's not a diner. It's a little different than that. But it used to be, you go in there for breakfast or whatever. It was always a little pricey because this is an affluent part of Long Island. But now, it's full rack of ribs, $45. Now they give you two sides, $45. I don't know. Anyway, very high, very high. So I'm watching, and I like the folks in there. I mean, and I got the delis are the same problem in this town. Everything's doubled. So I'm watching who's buying this stuff in this luncheonette, all right, restaurant. It's kids. And they all have the debit card. So these stats are a little bit old, but I think they're accurate for today. 40% of American teenagers ages 13 to 17 have a debit card. Okay? 45% of those make a charge on a regular basis. These kids are in there with their debit cards and they're buying whatever they want to buy. It doesn't matter what the price. They don't even know the price. They're kids. They want a burger, fries, they want an ice cream, they want whatever they want. Mom and dad are paying for it. They're not. They got the debit card. Now I'm going, it's clicking into me. Okay? Because this place is full of urchins. And they're ordering big. They're getting the ribs. They're ordering big. And I'm going, okay. So that's what this is about. There's no spending control on this demographic. If you have a debit card and you're 17 and a high school junior or senior, you're getting whatever you want. Okay, you're not that, well, maybe I should get this or I'll get that or no. And the merchants are taking advantage of that. They don't need old fogies like me in there going, what's this? You know, what do you mean? $14 for a tuna sandwich? Come on. They don't need that. What they want are the kids who go, I want the tuna sandwich. Would you like a lettuce and tomato on that? We'll jack in another couple of bucks. Yo, yeah. How about some fries? That's $7. Yeah, fries. And they give them the debit card. And the kid just goes right out the door, right home. And then mom and dad, there they are. They're paying it. That's what's happening. Now, these urchins are going to have a really, really rude awakening when they get out of there and have to pay their own debit card. Final thought I want to make. My kids have the debit card. They almost have to today, okay? But I'm on the card and I look and see what everything is. So at the end of the month, there's a little chat. And also, my kids have to work. They work. Not in this, my daughter's working in the school year, and she's a really hard worker. My son works in the summer, but he works. This is not some easy job. All right, he goes and he earns very good money out on Eastern Long Island. And then their account is tied into their debit account. Okay? So they have restraints. That's the way I've set it up. So you want to treat all your friends to ice cream sodas. You got 4 friends, you're all buying ice cream sodas. That's going to come out to about $50. All right, with all said and done. So you want to do it, okay, but you're paying for it. And then you know how hard you got to work for the money. That's the way to do this. Now, in the presidential election, I am convinced the main issue will not be abortion or any of this other stuff. We're not going to be Hamas, Israel. It's not going to be Putin, Ukraine. It's going to be the grocery store. It's going to be the local restaurant, because it's shocking in the space of 3 years how much all of that has gone up. If you disagree, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name and town. If you wish to opine, we thank you very much for watching and listening on our radio stations all across the country to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.